The business that once lit you up now all of a sudden feels like a burden. I want to talk about that moment of reckoning and what it is you need to do next, right? Because there is truth to there being what I consider silent shame of outgrowing a building or a business, in this case, that you once loved, that you were passionate about, that you felt so much joy about, the one thing that you were going after for so long. And you were hoping, wishing, praying, begging, pleading for that business to grow, to expand, and to be everything that you envisioned for it to be, right? The truth is, you prayed for this level of success and gratification. And now that you're here, you're like, what's wrong? Why am I feeling this way? I feel so misaligned. And that's what's going on right now inside. And there's some shame around that, which is why you keep it to yourself. You internalize these things. You don't necessarily share it with the people who are around you because people might say, are you crazy? What do you mean? Like you worked so hard to get here and now you're here and you're saying what do you mean? Like you want to quit? You don't want to do this now? Like all of these sacrifices you've made, all of the people that you've neglected, including yourself, your own needs, your own self-care at times, right? I mean, like you went through the ringer, you did the damn thing. You're here now. This is a good problem to have that you made it to this level of success, right? And maybe you just need to shift gears a little bit. What do you mean you're not happy? After all you've been through, after all you've put us through, right? And sometimes that makes us stay silent because we don't want to hear all of that, right? We don't want to really have to address those issues and face that truth. Or we already know what people are going to say. And it's enough for us to be going through this and feeling like, oh my God, okay, like I don't even know why I'm necessarily feeling this way. The one thing I don't want more of is more like conversation around this or negative energy around this, right? So you're probably thinking to yourself, why am I here? How did I get here? What happened? Because you prayed for this day to come and now you are here. You've leveled up. So there's guilt around all of this, right? Walking away from what's actually working finally. When so many other people would love to trade places with you. You know what I'm saying? And so I want you to know though, reinventing yourself is not quitting, okay? It is maturing. And the truth really is that there has to be some level of elevation, right? There you need to have a new version of you. Like it's nothing wrong with reinventing yourself, and in fact there's nothing wrong, in fact it's normal, I would say, for you to have different iterations of your business. I can tell you I've been in business, this particular online coaching and consulting services business, for the last 9 years as of this recording. And I can tell you for sure that I'm on my like third iteration. I stopped counting after that, but at least my third iteration. My business today does not look exactly like it did when I first started. I have elevated, right, to new levels, right? And so my thinking is elevated. And that is required of a CEO and of a visionary who, maybe once upon a time you thought your business was going to look a particular way, and then when you made it to that level of success, you're like, it's okay, right? But it doesn't light me up anymore. And in fact, I'm feeling a little bit burnt out, or maybe a lot of bit burnt out, right? So again, there's nothing wrong with the next version of you and the next iteration of your business, because you need a new vehicle to get where it is you're going. Because what got you to where you are now is not going to necessarily get you to the next level. You're not going to necessarily reach the highest heights that you're searching for, that you're seeking, or that you're striving for, that you're working towards, right? Expansion requires elevation, not just execution. That means, again, higher level thinking, a team that's even elevated, right? The team you started with might not be the team that's going to be who the people you need to hire again to get you to that next level. You're probably going to need to expand and and get people on board and on your team and trained up who are already coming in with that higher level of thinking that perhaps your team now does not have, right? Or maybe it's that you don't have a team at all, right? So, so all of that might feel misaligned. And you know what else? Your clients. Yep. I know the clients that you started with, the way that you were charging, the offers that you had, all of that might feel misaligned right now. And those are the partially the reasons why you don't feel lit up, why you don't feel joyful anymore, why you don't feel that passion, that desire that you once had. You don't feel that like hunger you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that, like your light is dimming and you're looking for that feeling. You want that exhilarated feeling that you get when you start something new and you're excited and you're thrilled and you're like, I'm in this to win this. And so you're like, well, where is it? Where did it go? What happened? And it's probably because you stopped paying attention to those minor details that actually were quite major, right? So the danger, though, of staying in an expired assignment, let me just tell you, is burnout, resentment, and creative stagnation. Okay. And burnout, we talk so much about burnout here, so I won't like go too deep with that. But you, by now, if you've been following me, I'm sure you know how burnout is impacting you, how it's affecting you, right? Obviously, in a negative way, mind, body, and spirit, right? And you're feeling bankrupt, you're feeling defeated and depleted and deflated, and it can linger. And it could be a domino effect because it's going to affect other people and other things around you. And it's eating you up inside because you're like, this is not for me. I don't necessarily know what is, right? But you're so busy being busy, working in your busyness, right? Instead of your business and creating the kind of business that you really actually need to be building. Like there just needs to be a shift, right? And I want to get to that. Because here's the thing, when your business feels like a job that you can't escape, it's definitely time to pivot in power. Okay? Now, if you're getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping, go ahead and leave a comment below so we can get this discussion popping. I would love to know if this is pulling on your heartstrings and if this is where you are right now, and where do you think is the reason that you're here right now? Let me know in the comments so we can continue the dialogue beyond this video, right? And by the way, if you're loving my content so far, then stick around, make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a single episode whenever I drop new content and or go live, okay? Now, when is it time for a pivot? Well, you'll know because you'll feel it in your whole entire soul, right? And if any of what I just spoke to as far as burnout and resentment and all of that, those are partial ways and reasons for you actually making this shift or pivot, right? But constant dread, that dread you may have once felt when you were going to a job or staying, a job that was toxic or hostile, or, that boss that you couldn't stand, or those toxic people you couldn't stand being around, right? Those office politics and all the things that come with corporate America that you may have experienced in your corporate career, that dreaded feeling on like Sundays when you got to get up and go to work and drag yourself into the door of the building of a place you don't want to be at, or the people you don't want to be around, right? Or doing anything that you don't want to do. A relationship, whatever. Think you fill in the blank, but you know what I'm saying? That's a great example, is that job, because most times many of us come from the corporate world. And so you know what I'm talking about when you're pulling yourself into a job that you can't stand. If you are feeling that kind of dread for your own business because you feel like you've created a job for yourself, again, that you can't escape, it's time to change things up. Okay. If you're feeling bored today, you're just like, oh my God, I am so over this. I don't feel stimulated anymore, right? I just feel like whatever. Okay. Just all kinds of attitude. Like you really just don't care the same as you used to. If that is going on, if you are feeling like you are attracting misaligned clients or projects, or you've got offers that's just not working in your favor anymore, any of those kinds of things, definitely time to switch gears and pivot. If you are feeling resentment to selling or showing up, you're just like, if I show up, I do. If I don't, I don't kind of attitude, definitely it's time. That's certainly burnout, right? But it's definitely time for you to pivot. right? When we're in any kind of cynical mood and we're feeling like not exhausted, like just for the moment, because that's normal, right? If we've been doing the most. But if you're feeling that way each and every day, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what the situation is, no matter who you're around, no matter what you're doing, no matter what, day after day after day, week after week, month after month, no, it's time to pivot. You feel what I'm saying? So those are just a few of the signs. And then I want you to understand that there is a way for you to transition, but with clarity and with courage and with comfortability and confidence as well. The first thing I want you to do is take inventory. Take inventory of the things that energize you versus the things that drain you, and the people too. So if right now you're like, these damn clients, I just cannot take it anymore, right? If they are draining, if they are like, they have unrealistic expectations, if they are needy people, if they are, more headache and hassle than it's worth, right? If you are feeling like, I've kind of outgrown these clients that, like I want more, and you're like ashamed to say that out loud. If you, these are the things I want to take you to take inventory of, because we've got to be honest with ourselves, right? If we're not truthful with ourselves, then we're not going to be able to make any adjustments. We're not going to make the necessary changes because we can't even be honest with ourselves. So I need you to be honest with you first, right? Do a side-by-side comparison. Break out that legal pad, okay? Actually pen to paper. It's something, it speaks volumes to, I mean, when you're writing something down, it just makes it more real, it makes it more like almost tangible, right? It makes you, it just does something different, seriously, psychologically to you, right? So rather than like just typing it out or putting it in your phone or just thinking about it, I literally want you to write it down. Split, put a line down the middle of a legal pad or a piece of paper, and go ahead and on the left side, put what energizes you, and on the right side, put what drains you, and literally do a side by side comparison. Okay. That's going to help so much. Like, so make sure you write it down and make it plain, because you need to scratch off those things that no longer serve you, so we can get rid of those things and people. Okay. And you need to actually check off or circle whatever kind of system you want to have going for yourself of the things that you want to keep, that do light you up, that you are still passionate about, that do energize you. Like, list them out and let's see, where there's an imbalance, okay? The next thing I want you to do is upgrade your offers, girl. I've been telling you, you got to raise your prices. I know you might not see that as a problem right now, or maybe you do, but I'm telling you, if you are charging lower end, low ticket offers as opposed to mid to high tiered or premium price packages and programs, that's enough to drain you as well, because that, believe it or not, requires different messaging. Okay, so when you're marketing yourself before you get to the sale, and you're selling those low ticket offers to the masses of people that you are misaligned with now, that maybe, again, you started your business this way and that helped you grow to the level that you're at now, but now you're feeling dissatisfied, right? You're not fulfilled. You're definitely feeling underpaid, or you're feeling like you have to hustle for the money, for the income, right? Yes, you might be making an impact, but are you making an impact, and are you being that influential leader for the right people? See, so that's where you're misaligned with your offers. You've got to change what your offers are, you know, price your offers based on the value that you're given, based on the outcome and the results you get for your clients, based on the bigger transformation that low ticket offers cannot give. It's only part of the solution. Okay. We want to give people, and the higher end clients, the dream clients, your ideal clients you want to work with, those individuals want to pay you a higher price, right? They understand a higher level of investment. They don't want the pieces and parts. They don't want just a little bit of the solution. They want the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? So those are the individuals you are trying to reach. And if you're going to require the same level of execution and energy and time anyway, why not put it towards the higher tiered offers as opposed to the lower tiered ones. You can always break down your offers, but start high and then go low. I can't say that enough. Okay. Price, you have to have the confidence to charge, but you do need to increase your prices and your positioning as well. Going back to, the way you're positioning, the way you're delivering, and the way that you're messaging in your marketing piece. Okay. I won't get too deep in the marketing piece of that, but here's what I will say. If you do need further help, further support with your marketing, with your positioning, with making bigger profits, with introducing peace into your life, right? Because maybe you don't have that right now, especially if you're feeling like you're working too hard and you're hustling and you're burnt out and all of those things we talked about in this video today. Then I need you to know that I'm here to support you, and you can just hop on a clarity call with me, a freedom and focus clarity call. Why? Because if this is hitting home, then you definitely need the clarity clearly, right? That's obvious. So we don't need to play guessing games there. Why allow this to cost you your time, your energy, any more money? And definitely, if you're not feeling fulfilled at all, then we need to shift gears and we need to pivot. Again, pivoting in power is where it's at. That's what I want to help you with. So I want to help you map out or give you a roadmap or a blueprint, if you will, for your next level strategy. I want to work on that together, right? But also, if you're still questioning your next move, and you happen to identify as a woman of color, specifically a Black woman, okay? Now, the call applies to anybody. I work with all women over 40 collectively who are, business owners, obviously, right? But if you are identifying as a Black woman, or someone who does, that's close to you, that's in your circle, that you feel like could benefit from what I'm going to offer next, a resource for you would be the Job Liberation Virtual Summit. You can purchase the replay today. You can gift someone. If you're not, someone who identifies as a Black woman, you can gift someone or just share this resource with someone who can actually benefit from it, because this Job Liberation Summit, I happen to be a featured speaker at, and I absolutely, it was phenomenal. It was a very epic event. But what I can tell you is that it was filled with stories and strategies from women who did pivot in power and who were there to help you pivot in power as well. Okay. Get the all access pass, because you're going to have access to the replays. It was over 20 speakers. Okay. So you're going to have access to the replays for a year. So you definitely want that, plus the 5 bonuses that they offered. So it's just amazing. I want you to grab it right now. Okay. And I really and truly do want you to get the help that you need, because why continue to go down this path of burnout and feeling overworked, overpaid? I mean, the same way that you felt when you were in corporate America. And if you're still in corporate America and you're working your job and your business simultaneously, I mean, that's really even more of a reason for you to get the support you need, and, and allow yourself to be guided by somebody who's been there, done that, and who can teach you from a holistic strategy perspective, right? From my lens and from my personal and professional experience, my level of expertise. And this is a big part of why I pivoted and why I at some point went through somewhat of a rebrand, right? And I also, this is why I take a holistic approach in my teaching methodologies now, because for this very reason. So I want you to make sure that you do what's absolutely necessary to help you get out of this situation, because you absolutely can change your circumstances, but it does start with you admitting to the problem or recognizing you have this as a problem, right? And I'm sure you've already done that. That's why you're here watching this video, because you identify with it, you resonate with it. And so take the next step, sis, you know what I'm saying? And get the help and the support that you actually need. Now, I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends, okay? And make sure you watch the next video that YouTube recommends, okay? As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.